everybody, back for week 7 of our Effects on Violin series. We're going to be talking about harmonizers. I love this effect. You can get so many cool and juicy textures with these things. It's going to be fun. Yeah, looking forward to it. So in this Effects on Violin series, we're going to hit a different effect each week. And we generally have a guest artist who's going to join us. This week is no different. We've got Genevieve Noble, who is a violist and a composer out of Illinois. And there's a link right here to my conversation with her. Definitely check that out when you're done watching this video right here. These are the effects that we've talked about so far. If you've missed any of those, highly recommend that you go check those out after this video and after the chat with Genevieve. Boy, you've got a lot to do. Hope you got it kind of cleared your schedule today. Yeah. So last week we talked about harmonize. We talked about sub-octaves with Will Baptiste from Black Violin. And what the sub-octave does is it takes your note and it adds an extra note to your signal that's an octave down from your note. Really cool. Kind of fattens up your sound. Could make a violin sound like a cello. But what if we picked a different interval and we can go up or down with that interval? Well, we can. And that's called a harmonizer. So there's two basic classes of harmonizers. There's intelligent harmonizers and there's dumb. I don't know what else to call them. I guess simple, dumb, whatever. I don't mean to be derogatory. They're not intelligent. With a dumb harmonizer, you pick an interval and it adds that interval to your note no matter what. Say it's a minor third up or a fifth down or a seventh up. So no matter what note you play, it's going to add that interval to your note. The problem with that is we don't always need a minor third up. As you understand your music theories, I'm playing a scale. Some of the thirds I need are major thirds and some are minor thirds. So I could have a problem with the added note may not be diatonic to the scale that I'm trying to play, and it's going to limit my choices as I'm moving around and trying to decide what to do. So even if my note that I'm playing is in the scale, the harmony note may not be. So the solution to that is an intelligent harmonizer where I tell it what key I'm in. Say I'm going to tell it I'm in the key of C, and then I pick an interval, say a third. And it will adjust the quality of that interval to make it major or minor depending on what note I'm playing. If that's a lot of big words, here is a demonstration. Does that make sense now? I hope it does. The other thing you've got to understand is that that split note, that added note, is only diatonic to the root scale. Say in the key of C, it's only going to give me one of the white keys on the piano, right? But even in the key of C, I'm not always playing over chords that only use the white keys. What if there's a 2 major or a 3 major in this song? The harmonizer's not going to know that, and it's just going to keep playing white key notes. You guys know what white keys on a piano, right? Okay. It's what Van Halen always played. So you got to understand that it's still not magic, but the intelligent harmonizer is going to put you in a way better position than a dumb harmonizer, or at least a different position, right? So it's helpful to understand some music theory if you want to do some improv with harmonizers. Or if you're not a big music theory person, you might want to just through compose your part. I'm going to write this part and I'll experiment with it till I get all these things right. And then I'm just going to play that part every time. I'm not going to try to improv and think about music theory and voicings and all that stuff while I'm on stage. Now, speaking of voicings, how many voices could I add? Could I sound like an entire string section? I don't know. 2 added notes is pretty common. 2 added notes in addition to your original note, like this. And of course, you can generally, on a lot of these harmonizers, control the volume of each harmony pitch. You can say, well, I want the third up to be a little louder than the fifth or whatever. The other thing to understand is that each different harmonizer pedal, and there's a bunch of companies making these, they have a different algorithm which gives them that split note. It gives it a different tone or a different sound. So you're probably, if you want to use a harmonizer, you're probably going to want to audition several of these to make sure that you find the one that works the best for you and gives you the tone or the sound that is most pleasing to you. It's not something, unfortunately, that I can help you with. You're just going to have to try it. So, speaking of diatonicity, playing a non-diatonic note can still get you in trouble a little bit with an intelligent harmonizer unless you're doing this like on purpose. You could end up with two non-diatonic notes. And what I mean is, if I'm in C, what if I play an F sharp? What happens? What is an intelligent harmonizer going to do? Well, let's see. Yeah, it put on an A sharp above there, which gives us, two non-diatonic notes. Not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a thing that you need to be aware of. Also, I know that you never ever play out of tune. I don't either, right? But if you were to accidentally play out of tune, that could create a problem with an intelligent harmonizer. They can get a little buggy. A dumb harmonizer is just gonna play an out of tune harmony. The first little example you're gonna hear is with an intelligent harmonizer. So that's one instance where maybe the dumb harmonizer is going to be your friend a little more than an intelligent one because they don't get all glitchy and buggy if you never would play out of tune. I know, but just in case. What about glisses or bends? Speaking of non-diatonic notes, what happens? Well, a dumb harmonizer is just going to come with you. It just tracks with that exact interval no matter what. An intelligent one could bump. So here, the first example is a dumb harmonizer. Second one is an intelligent harmonizer. Did you hear it have to make those little diatonic adjustments to major or minor? Anyway, what if I actually don't want to just play single note lines though? What if I want to play double stops? What happens then? Well, the harmonizer is going to add a harmony for each of my original notes. That can create some really complex chords like this. And that is exactly what our friend Genevieve Noble does with her compositions. This is just a bit of a improv that she sent me actually last night of her just kind of mess around. Find Genevieve Noble on TikTok. This is where this video is. Yeah, she writes really cool stuff. You should definitely listen to the interview that we do with her. As I was shooting the example videos this morning for this video, I picked up a violin that I like a lot, an MSI Renaissance. The thing is, it has a lot of resonance and a lot of sort of sustain, and it made a mess. It actually made it really hard to shoot some of this stuff. And so if your instrument has a lot of complex overtones, if it's really ringy, if it's really sustainy, this could happen to you. And what's happening is, as I play the second note, the first note is still ringing through, and the harmonizer is trying to add a harmony, and they can get kind of glitchy and weird when that happens. So if your instrument is really ringy, has a lot of sustain, that's a thing you're going to have to think about when you're using harmonizers. It might not be the right tool for you. So anyway, as always, please subscribe to our channel. Check out these other videos we've got going, and we will catch you guys next time.